Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Thirsty Thursday. And once Thirsty Thursday's over, it's finally freaking Friday, and it is the weekend, and the weekend will be here. Thank you. And as we go through and we continue to trash Dak Prescott and try to run him out of town and think that you're going to have an effect on him, he just brushes that shit off and he keeps on doing what he does. You know, it's amazing because I remember after his rookie year, people were saying he'll be flipping burgers in a couple of years. I remember when his year number 4 was there and Cowboys didn't sign him to a contract. They don't believe in him. They ain't going to sign him. Ha! They franchise tagged him. Ha ha! He's a 1-year rental. He's out of here. He's out of here. They don't believe in him. He sucks. And here now, after, the contract and stuff, they're not going to sign him. He's done. He's done. He's overpaid and yada, yada, yada. It's funny because I said something yesterday. I said, regardless of whatever the scenario is, if the Cowboys and him have decided that this will be the last year and so on, or if it's just like we're going to take the hit this year, then we're going to start all over next year with a new contract, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. What you can count on, and I told you can count on this, is Dak Prescott come next season is going to play his mother humping ass off. Whether it's for the Cowboys or for somebody else, he's going to work. He ain't just sitting around bullshitting and, why they don't like me? Why the Cowboys don't like me? No. They're already at work, man. Brandon Cooks. Yeah, Brandon Cooks. One of the big free agent moves the Cowboys have made in the last 15 years, posted on X about 5 hours ago. Solid throwing session today. Y'all thought 4 went crazy last year. Let's just say that was a glimpse. For those out there that think he's a bum, I often think about the quote. I don't have it on this computer over here, but Denzel Washington. Those who do. Those who can't talk about those who do. So which are you? Do you do or do you talk about those? Because that's Dak Prescott. There has never been a time when people said he's the guy. He's the guy. And Dak Prescott has had to bet on himself over and over again. In high school, he wasn't going to be a starter until guy got hurt. Once he got that position, he never let it go. Same thing in college, Mississippi State. Mississippi State. And, of course, the Cowboys. The Cowboys were like, hey, we're checking out Carson Wentz, but he got drafted before we got there. They wanted Connor Cook and Paxton Lynch, and they kept getting taken up. They couldn't make the deals, the trades for them. The guys they wanted, they couldn't get. They finally got around the 4th round. They said, well, there's this guy named Dak Prescott. We need a camp body, and they drafted him. And lo and behold, Tony Romo got hurt, and Dak Prescott played so good, he didn't give that spot up. We've had people come through and say, Dak is not the one. Dak needs to go. Andy Dalton. There's not a whole lot of difference between the two. They've told us that we should, let Dak walk and trade for Paxton Lynch's not Paxton Lynch, Derek Carr's. You didn't have to trade for Paxton Lynch. You could get him for a half of a potted meat sandwich without even putting mustard on the damn thing and no cheese. Hell, that'd be overpaying for Paxton Lynch right now. Yeah, he's putting in the work. Let me say shout out to Nothing But the Best, Law Nation, because he was playing a clip of Colin Cowherd talking about Dak Prescott and the numbers. You know, I said this a couple of times. I said, you know, Troy Aikman, the great Troy Aikman, was an incredible quarterback. But the thing about Troy Aikman is he had a couple of things that are going for him. He had a Hall of Fame wide receiver. He had the all-time leading running back, and he had a great offensive line. I often wonder if you took one of those things away, is he still winning 3 Super Bowls? Because the thing that always sits in my mind is I remember when they used to say when Emmitt Smith rushes for 100 yards, the Cowboys were winning like 80% of the time. When he didn't, they lost a lot. And I think the numbers were 67-19 when Emmitt Smith ran the ball for 100 yards. Yeah. Remember coming off the Super Bowl, Emmitt Smith held out? We played the Commanders and we played the Bills. We lost terribly to the Commanders. Even with Troy Aikman throwing a couple of touchdown passes, which a couple of touchdown passes was actually a lot in the game for Troy Aikman because typically he only had one season with more than 20 touchdown passes. They were a balanced offense that relied on the run. You remember the playoff game when Emmitt Smith against the Giants separated his shoulder? They didn't say, don't worry about it, Emmitt. We got Troy. We got that offensive line. We good. Just relax. No, they said, man, you better tape that shit up and get your ass back out on the field because they needed him. Tony Romo's greatest season, he had DeMarco Murray rush for 1,800 yards. And what's been happening to the Cowboys year after year after year lately is the running game has gotten worse and worse. And I can give you a direct correlation to a similar situation where you can look at the Seattle Seahawks early in Russell Wilson's career, where they went to a Super Bowl and won and went to another one and lost. And they had a great running back in Marshawn Lynch. Later, after Marshawn retired, the defense wasn't as good. Russell Wilson had great numbers, but they weren't the team that they were when they had a running game. Well, Colin Cowherd, he was talking about Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant basically saying, Dak, get ready for all the blame because the Cowboys ain't done shit. You're going to be the lightning rod. But Colin Cowherd goes into this with the numbers that are really mind-blowing. I know what the hater's going to say. See, he got to have a running game to win. Well, typically most quarterbacks do. But listen to this.
He paid too much attention to Dez Bryant, former Cowboy receiver. But he did say something that I thought was interesting on X. Get ready to take the blame, Dak, because I really don't see any help coming your way unless a miracle happens. Everybody in the NFC East made moves and got better during free agency except the Cowboys. Well, they did re-sign their long snapper, so there's that. We've said this for years. The Cowboys tend to be really, really insular. It's a small family business worth a lot. They believe their draft picks are the players of the future. Almost always.
They do.
And I think that's a problem. I'm not a big believer
He's
in spending
right.
big on free agency, but you got to spend something because the Eagles got better. Washington's getting significantly better. The Giants, who knows? But as of today, there's a very poor running back class. This is a bad running back class. There is no first rounder, arguably no second rounder. The Cowboys running back right now, this is their running back, is tiny. 6th round pick Deuce Vaughn. That's it. It's why the smart people and the smart teams are gobbling up running backs. Doesn't it feel like running backs are having a very good offseason? Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh have gone out and gotten a top running back. Derrick Henry to the Ravens. Josh Jacobs to the Packers, a well-run franchise. People like Adam Peters, the new GM in Washington. He goes and gets Austin Eckler from the Chargers, a running back that can catch and run. Texans had a great draft. Nick Casario, their very smart young GM. They go out and get Joe Mixon. Saquon Barkley to the Philadelphia Eagles. Gus Edwards to the Chargers. So the smart coaches and the smart teams are saying, it's a bad running back draft. Let's gobble up the guys we have for the right price. Cowboys, nothing.
Nada.
And why does it matter?
Listen to these.
There are some sobering numbers and data on Dak Prescott that are almost hard to believe until you
I didn't
look
believe
at
it.
Since Dak Prescott has been in the league, this is pretty amazing. When he gets 30-plus rush attempts behind him, he's virtually impossible to beat, 53-7. Less than 30 rush attempts, he's not a very good quarterback, 20-34. But this is more sobering. If Dak just gets 100 yards rushing, again, he's Mahomes. He's 64-17.
Now remember, I want you. So let's listen here. Let's listen here. Remember, I told you about when Emmitt Smith ran for 100 yards, they were like 67-17. I think that was the number. Don't quote me, but it's something outrageous like that. That's the same thing, guys. 64-17 when they get 100 yards rushing. Less than 100?
He gets less than 100 yards. Dak Prescott has 9 career wins.
It's kind of crazy.
And the Cowboys are making no move at running back. It is very clear, indisputably, inarguably clear. Dak is a completely different quarterback with a run game. Now, Josh Allen and Mahomes are better quarterbacks. They don't need it. I mean, Mahomes
needed it with Pacheco. But here's the thing. Which is harder to get? A quarterback that can play lights out when you have a running game? Or a running game? This is one of those things that if you are the Dallas Cowboys organization, say what you will about Dak Prescott and things, okay? To have a guy who can play that well when you have things going right, the smart move would be, let's do everything we can to get that running game going to help out the quarterback, which is helping ourselves out. Doesn't that seem like the wise thing? If you know that something is good for you, why wouldn't you try and do something about it? I'm just saying, friends. The numbers are there. This is no different than Troy Aikman with Emmitt Smith. So, let's do something about it. All right, good people. Got to go back up here to the workshop, do a couple things, and then we'll be doing our fireside chat, and I'll be going to bed, and it will be like Edge of Tomorrow where we repeat this shit again.
Not penalty.
You didn't see
it went all the way down to 0. They didn't call nothing. Now they're going for it again. It should be 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
What are they doing with this shit?
Yeah, Philly.
Ain't no
Philly.
way.
Philadelphia. Philadelphia cream cheese. That's what I'm about to call them.
Tries to
Philadelphia cream cheese.
fucking bullshit. fucking rest. Fucking bullshit. It was a fucking stop the first time. Second time.
Philadelphia cream
And you
cheese.
didn't call it delayed game. Horse shit.
Oh my God, Bill.
I fire his ass.
Oh my God.
Ain't no fucking way.
Oh wow. I got hot sauce in my eye.
They might as well just, at this point, they might as well just kick the field goal and just
Oh
end
my
the
God.
game.